Welcome to the Believer of Truth 77 podcast. And the title of this podcast is New Year, Same Agenda. In this episode, let's look at the news currently trending and what does this show us about the state of this world and where we are heading. What a start to 2026. Within the first week, we saw the dramatic removal by force of a head of a country in South America by America due to charges that, even if true, have not in the past caused such an extreme reaction. So, what is different about this case? Was it to rid the world of a terrible leader, or as part of an effort to sustain dominance through power, resources, influence, etc.? Well, we are 1 year closer to that 2030 agenda that most of us have heard of, where according to unelected entities, we will own nothing and be happy. Are we seeing a sequence of events unfolding to remove leaders of countries who do not go along with the agenda set out for global dominance? Questions that we may receive answers to one day. With the chaos that is likely following such dramatic actions, the lives of many ordinary citizens will most likely be negatively impacted, whilst the wealthy will become wealthier. And because of this action, we can expect more wars, nations fighting against nations, rumors of wars, pestilences, famines, earthquakes, etc. But isn't that what we see written in Matthew chapter 24 as to some of the signs of the last days? And if that is the case, what can we expect next? On a personal level, life is getting harder for so many people. Concerns about jobs disappearing due to technology taking over, higher costs all around for food, clothing, shelter, energy, you name it, which are sending more people into poverty. And this is the Western world, a place where, through having peace for such a long time, have benefited from levels of security that other parts of the world have not known for a long time. The list goes on and on, but where is it leading? With the Bible as our guide, we can see when we read it that in Revelation chapter 13, we are told about two beast powers. A beast in the Bible represents a kingdom, and they will dominate this world before Jesus returns. One is both a church and state power, and by its characteristics is identified as the papal system. We're not talking about the people, we're talking about the system that runs them, which historically ruled over kings and queens from 538 until 1798, when its state authority was removed. That's described as a deadly wound in the Bible, but we are told that the wound would be healed and its church state authority restored to prominence. It would be naive to forget its persecuting power yielded in days of old over people who refused to accept its authority over state and religious matters. The Bible tells us that system is coming again and will be supported by the second beast, which is America, who will enforce its dictates through legislative laws. Now, America, on the other hand, was a country founded on personal freedoms, and its constitution was written as a protection for the people from history repeating itself under a papal or kingly system. But what do we have today when we see what is happening on the world stage on both the religious and political fronts? In America, policies are being rolled out to bring America back to God, as some of them say. Policies that sound good, but according to Bible prophecy, will lead to religion by force, which is not of God, who wants us to know Him for ourselves and has given us the freedom to choose Him or not. Whilst much is still being enacted behind closed doors, what we can see is the escalation of power wielded by the second beast, America, using its military might and economic power to subdue another nation. And this is not the end, as other countries are being threatened. The Bible description of the second beast in Revelation chapter 13, verses 11 to 12, shows America as looking like a lamb, but speaks as a dragon, and is fitting. International laws are in place to govern the conduct of nations, or are they now obsolete? The very fact that this has happened shows that the two beast systems are in place, and whatever they do affects the whole world. That is power, albeit temporary power. It cannot last. It will not last. For us who are seeking truth, it is so important for us to understand the signs of the times that we live in. Jesus tells us to watch that we be not taken by surprise as the final events of this world unfold, but to come to Him who is all sufficient. Only our relationship with Him will sustain us through the challenges that many are now experiencing in their lives and will in the future. He did not say we would not go through trials, but that He is with us always, and all who call on Him He will answer. It may not be as we would expect, but as we need. Trusting Him is the key. The battle between good and evil continues to rage not only around us, but within us. It is a fight for the mastery over our daily thoughts and actions. Yet, despite this, Jesus encourages us to be cheerful because He has overcome the world, and it is but a short time before He will return and restore the world to how it was in the beginning. This present world is not our home. His invitation to us is to let Him do the work in us that we need to prepare us for His heavenly kingdom while we wait for His imminent return. That hope is to encourage and strengthen us as we are told in Isaiah chapter 41 and verse 10, "Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God." Jesus came to save all who would accept His great sacrifice. No exceptions. He gives us the reason as to why He hasn't yet come in 2 Peter chapter 3 and verse 9, which says He is long suffering because He doesn't want anyone to be lost, but to come to repentance. We are all precious to God, and He knows the end from the beginning and already knows the ones who will reach out to Him but have not yet made that final decision of surrender to Him. Is that you?